The Rosarian Empire assembles a vast host under guise of martial exercises. It is our belief they wait for the proper pretext, the sooner to make their strike against Arcadia.
The loss of Leviathan and her fleet at such a time comes as a most grievous blow. Were Rosaria to invade, the battle would be hard fought. Had Lord Vayne not deployed the fleet so capriciously, we would not now find ourselves in such perilous circumstance.
Lord Vayne shall be made to answer for his actions. It is the will of the Senate. Excellency, though he be your son, justice must be served.
A convenient thing, justice. And so I must now make a choice between my throne and my son.
A most lamentable situation for us all.
Oh? For Lord Vayne, perhaps. Yet surely Lord Larsa will make for a fine emperor.
Larsa so adores his brother, and he is yet young.
But he will not remain young forever. Already he busies himself unraveling Lord Vayne's tangled skein. Lord Larsa has found his role to play and pursues it with some enthusiasm.
Ah, yes. And who would set him at such tasks?
What matter? Lord Vayne himself once saw his elder brothers brought to like justice, did he not? At your Excellency's behest, as I recall.
You may put yourself at ease, Lord Gramis. So long as the Senate watches over her, Arcadia's well-being will ever be ensured.
By your will, I shall bid Vayne return to Arcades.
So, it was the Dawn Shard that brought down the Imperial fleet.
You know your stuff.
Destructive power of such force. I've seen it once before. Lady Ashe, you know of what I speak.
Nabudis.
The capital of Old Nebradia, Lord Rassler's fatherland. At the time of the invasion, a division of Imperials entered the city. There was a mighty explosion. Friend and foe died alike. Something was there. One of the Dynast King's relics. The Midlight Shard was in Nebradia.
More Nethicite. Well, no wonder they invaded.
That ridiculous war. The trap at the treaty signing. All this because Vayne wanted power. He must not be allowed to claim the Nethicite. The Empire must never hold it.
Oh, they already do. The Dusk Shard, most likely the Midlight Shard too. Besides, can't they manufacture Nethicite now?
Very well. Then the path set before us is clear. We'll use the Dawn Shard to fight them. Dalmasca does not forget kindness, nor ill deed done. With sword in hand, she aids her allies. Sword in hand, she lays to rest her foes. This Nethicite I hold must be my sword. I will avenge those who have died. And the Empire will know remorse.
You even know how to use it?
Nice mood kill there.
The Garif may know. The Garif people live by the old ways. Magicite lore is a part of their culture. They may hear it. The cry of the Nethicite's power. Whispers of the stone's menace.
Dangerous though it be, what we need now is power. Should we declare Dalmasca free without the means to defend our claim, the Empire would crush us. You must take me to meet with the Garif.
They live beyond Osman Plain.
Not exactly close.
Compensation, is that what you want?
Straight to the point, aren't we? I like that. Compensation. How about the ring?
This? Isn't there something else?
No one's forcing you. I'll give it back to you as soon as I find something more valuable.
What do you mean something more valuable?
Hard to say. I'll know when I find it. What is it you want, Vaughn? What are you looking for?
Me? What am I looking for? I guess... Well, you know...
And so, there's the summary of the main reason why fans don't like Vaughn. In a story full of characters with a lot of complex motivations, he kind of has none.
The Garif are said to dwell in Kirwan.
So they do. We'll need to head south, past the Giza Plains.
It is the range now in Giza. The wadis will be swollen with the deluge. Passage may be difficult.
But those same waters may also lay open new routes to us.
Regardless, we must go south, yes?
First things first. You're eager to be on your way, I know. But we should see that we're prepared before setting out.
I made my resolve 2 years ago. I swore to overcome any hardship I may face.
Man cannot live by resolve alone, Princess.
And here we are back in Rabanasta. So, whoa, a lot of stuff just happened. We're entering basically what I like to call the second chapter of the story. Chapter 1 ended with the explosion of the Dreadnought Leviathan, which probably took the Shiva with it. Yeah, what's our clan rank, actually? Are we at a higher rank? Vanguard. Yeah, I think that's the rank we had last time. But, yeah. So, as you can tell now, the Empire's ships are all named after classic Final Fantasy summons. Whereas the Espers in this game are pretty much entirely new. They are in FF Tactics, though, I believe. They're, like, actually pretty significant to the lore of the Tactics universe. And they're all, like, generally pretty evil. Like, they're all, like, formed a group that betrayed the gods years ago and did a bunch of really awful things. And oh, wow, I bet they appreciate selling foul flesh to them. Light Spear. That sounds like it's not going to be a very good one. Iron-forged Blade. Okay, well, I mean, I kind of want to see what these are, at least. Javelin. Iron Sword. Yeah, they're not that great. I might as well buy Drain. But there's probably going to be some new magic available at the magic shops. I kind of want to check out if there are any hunts, because, like, we have our next story destination. And we're going to be going on another, what I call the second epic quest. The first one was through the deserts. This one's a little more interesting. The environments are much more varied this time. FF12 is a game that consists of, at least from this point on, multiple what I like to call epic quests. And I always like that. There are a lot of people who really don't, but I still like the, going through a bunch of areas, all of them looking pretty, cool, having varied new enemies. Oh, that actually is a new rank, I guess. And we've defeated a demon wall. We've defeated 2, actually. And yep, basically the archaeologists are rewarding us for that. Another demon wall, okay. Guess I must have missed that in the original, when I first played. And Companion Esper gives us something else. Oh, the Gill Snapper. I think I remember this one. I think it's beyond us at this point. Degenerate Tortoise. And it may be my fault, oh no. And who's the petitioner? Yeah, they're down there. So the Giza Plains has changed quite a bit now that it's the rainy season, but we'll be going there later. Huh, interesting. Do you have anything for us, or is that just flavor? No, you're saying the same stuff. I want to go and check out the tavern to see if there's any new hunts available there. There probably are. There are also a few more side quests that are available to us now that we've got the Dawn Shard, including one from the Vieira here, but I'll go to her later because I haven't looked up the right answer to give her at this point. But yeah, while I'm going to the tavern, I guess I just want to talk about, as much as most people brush this off as a generic, like, Republic versus Empire story at first, it has a lot of nuance to it. Like, Vossler betrayed us, but he did it because he thought it was the best way to protect Dalmasca. He just couldn't have really foreseen just how dangerous giving the Empire the Nethicite would be. In fact, like, how could he have really known that at the time? Holy wow. Okay, then. White Moose. Some of these we probably can't do yet because this is a rank 5. Okay. Right outside the Wester Sand. Ringworm. That's a bit of a cringeworthy pun. Oh, we know where Balzac is. Through the Wester Sand, okay. Guess we can check out that one as well. Man, these will be great to try our subclasses against too. Maralith, I believe that's actually a D&D monster as well. Tavern Master, well, we're right there. Yep, like he's right where we are. Encalados, Slaven. Petitioner, Jahara, Land of the Garif. Well, we're on our way there at least. There is a creature on the Osmone Plain, kill it. And we haven't even been to the Osmone Plain yet, so that's going to be something on the way there. And Crocodile. Giza Plains, the Rains. Only rank 2. I get the feeling this thing is going to be pretty easy to beat. And it's in the village on the Giza Plains. So while we're here, let's talk to the Tavern Master to settle that bill. Serpent Wine. Oh, it's in the caverns. Enter from the Wester Sands. Okay, that's at least the most mild in terms of horrifying enemies. Entrance to the caverns. And on the subject of the caverns, I'm just going to go to the Imperial at the weapon shop who requested the Wyvern Lord defeated, because we haven't actually turned that hunt in yet. Yeah, what I was saying, actually I should probably check the magic shop first. Now I can finally talk about this. Espers. This is one of my favorite things about the original game. There are 13 Espers, one for each star sign, and including one sort of master Esper who's basically a super boss. Well, actually is a super boss. That's sort of a non-elemental. Actually, no, they're dark elemental. Anyway, we'll cover that way later, I think. One of the bosses that I never actually beat when I first played the game, but I will probably go for that one on this playthrough. Very few of these Espers are encountered during the main story. The vast majority of them are optional. I'm not going to spoil how many of them are required, because that would, you know, spoil things in the story, but some of them we end up fighting during the main game, but most of them are optional. You have to track them down in the world and beat them in boss fights in order to get them as summons. And I've been talking a lot about optional bosses. Many of these are Espers. I've been playing coy about this, but some of you may have already kind of figured that out. So, the optional boss in the Zenithian Caverns, in the I keep forgetting the name of them. The optional boss in the Zertinan Caverns, that's an Esper. The optional boss in the Garum Scythe Waterway, an Esper. The optional boss in the Barheim Passage, also an Esper. So, I know where 3 of the optional Espers are already, but I don't think we can actually, I think we can actually finish the Desert Patient side quest now, and that would mean that we technically have access to the one in the passage. However, I don't think we can beat it at this point. Like, I highly, highly doubt we can beat it at this point. There isn't a ton of new stuff available, actually. Though I may want to rebuy a cherry staff just so I have access to that. Okay, this is the start of a quest that involves that area with the sandstorms. I don't know if we're ready to actually do that yet, because it does require beating a boss that is quite dangerous. Oh, that's where Sorbet is. Okay. You sure the wobbly white treat isn't this thing that we're actually hunting? So we've officially accepted that one. Oh, we have something new in the Sky Pirate's Den. Looks like it's Pinello. Acquiring over 100,000 gil. Nice. We might as well pick up the contract for the ringworm in the Lowtown while we're here. Yeah, that was kind of how I found things out with the Clugatrice and with the, Rocktoise. Just south of the central region of the Windtrace Dunes. Basically means it probably only appears in the sandstorm. This thing is level 32, I think, so it's probably a bit beyond us at this point, but we might be able to come back for it. I'd estimate about midway through this next major story segment. So, the White Moose is there. The map is showing that we probably need a different configuration in the, out of, the waterways in order to actually reach that, because though that first staircase into Lowtown I don't think is accessible, so can we actually change the water levels at this point? Yeah, we need a sluice gate key for that. And turns out that thing is also beyond us at this point, so yeah, not going to do that. Instead we're going to talk to Kitten. I think it's kind of supposed to be pronounced kind of like Kitten. Now that we've finished the Tomb of Wraithwall, we can have another conversation with her. So again, you kind of have to be a jerk to get the positive points here. At least it's kind of encouraging her to better herself, I guess. We also have this Electrum that we got from one of the hunts, I think. This stuff is normally dropped from elementals and only if you have the right monograph. But from what I can look up, this is probably okay to sell. It's not needed for any side quest or anything. And the Arcana is, an item that you get dropped from enemies after you have a certain bizarre key item, but we're not close to having that yet. I think all the Electrum is used for is you need 2 of them to buy the golden axe from the bazaar. Poach is actually pretty useful in a lot of cases, but it generally requires a lot of grinding, and I'd probably rather do that off camera. I kind of want to get Traveler, because it can do some pretty solid, like, as like a one-and-done attack against bosses or things like that. Okay, I have teleport stones to spare. This should take us around where I want to go. Because now that those hunts are off the table, I think I want to actually take on the next part of the Desert Patient quest. And this should be, yep, we're pretty much in the right spot. So, last time we were here, we needed to get like a Veil Blossom Dew, I think it was. And we couldn't get that because we needed to go to the Broken Sands, which is all the way up here. Well, as it turns out, we can, I think, get across the ferry now. But there is another quest associated with it. Yeah, it's kind of like saying, hey, I can drive a car because I've seen my parents drive it. I kind of see where this is going. Yeah, so that hunt's a prerequisite for this quest. Varn's like, yeah, I guess. I mean, we're trying to, you know, prove, Ash is the heir of Rabanastre and get power to, oppose the Empire, but, you know, let's help this guy find his dad first. Now, I believe the enemies on the other side of the river are actually kind of beyond us at this point, but we can still probably do the thing that we want to do here. Okay, this village is full of, cacti. Yeah, not actually cactars, they have a different name. I think they're just called subaltern in Japanese as opposed to subaltender, which is a portmanteau of cactus and pretender. So yes, these people are being held hostage by tiny cacti. That's kind of embarrassing. I mean, considering how badly that first one wrecked us, though, probably not so embarrassing. So yeah, here's the North Bank village. I forgot this place also had a village. Just want to kind of check around the place here. Looks like we can't even progress further until we talk to these people. And here are some people just kind of flapping their mouths very awkwardly animatedly. Yes, they're a prickly lot, Obvious joke is obvious. Yep, that sounds like them, alright. And it looks like there's a big flowering cactoid now. Oh, for some reason I can't remember the name Dran. Oh, okay then. Please tell me he's not the one that we killed. Yeah, those three are places in northern Ivalice, and they're all pretty dangerous. But, as you can see, magic hits it quite badly. So if you made Varn or Penelo a black mage earlier in the game, you can kill it a lot easier. It automatically uses 1,000 needles when the first time it goes down to low health, but we killed it before it could do that. Finally, the cactus has been vanquished. Okay, I guess we have to go back to the south. Yeah, it kind of makes sense that we're blocked off from the north part of the village at this point, because the Cactoids probably won't let us go until they've released the whole village. So, where to find a Cactoid? Over on the south bank somewhere. Don't know if the wolf would have any clues. Huh, maybe it was. Threw the flower away behind the house. Well, I kind of see where this is going. Dran? Question mark? Hey, look, it's that, thing that destroyed us earlier in the game, and it's back. But I mean, hopefully he won't be causing much trouble anymore now that he's, well, you know... Yeah, he's following us, that's actually kind of nice. Now that he's died and come back from the grave. Guess that's kind of a thing of, like, plant-based creatures. Might even be a different one, but I suppose we'll see. Hopefully, they don't, realize and kill us. Because the really big Cactoids, I don't know if it's in this game, but I know there are some FF games where they have an attack called 10,000 Needles, which is exactly what it says on the tin. For some reason, I'm now getting reminded of that, like in one of the Sinnoh legends in Pokemon, it says that if you, like eat a Pokemon and return its bones to the land, it will, like, regenerate or something. And happy Cactus Reunion Dance! And going off into the sunset, well... sand, I guess. Oh, hi there. Is that your apology for, you causing trouble before and forcing us to kill you, and then you're now making amends in your second life? The life cycle of Cactoids is weird, but now we can actually get to the north of the North Bank village, and that's really the reason why I wanted to do this in the first place. However, I do remember the pouch of Wormfire shots. Obviously, this causes fire damage, it also has 3 power. So, against, well, things weak to fire, it's a pretty strong weapon, actually.